Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jersey, and today's video we are going to be building a gazebo. Now this is gonna be a pretty good size gazebo, and this gonna have a view towards the park where you got the giant statue, right? And because we want to view it, and we also can see the rest of our base in a different angle. We can put couches, tables, make it super cozy if that is something that you're into. Now don't forget that to slow down the video on YouTube if you need to follow it a little better. I did the best that I could on the editing because there was so many changes that I did throughout the build that I tried my best to keep it, and I think it's pretty good to follow. Okay, so one of the first things, I couldn't use the round pieces just the way that I wanted to. It was not making the gazebo the way that I wanted to, and for some reason the way I wanted to use these pillars to be kind of the big factor here when it came to the gazebo, it didn't work too well with the round pieces. So what I had to do is change back to the triangle and the square pieces, and that made the shape of the gazebo a lot better, and I was able to use these pillars that are gonna be kind of the big thing, you know, the big different part when it comes to this build to make it look really nice. Now you see this part right over here. We're gonna fix this. I meant to put it one more higher, but when you work in a low angle, I thought I had it right. But you're gonna see that we're gonna increase it a little bit higher one more time. So that's gonna happen on the video. So if you're already following along, just make sure that you put it one more higher. We are already going around the area over here. We're gonna put already kind of like the railing, and again we're keeping the same material, the same structure, so the theme of the base can be working together. Now you may be seeing some pieces here and there that are not meant to be there, of course, because I didn't show to do that, because that technically is going away. So right over here is when we're fixing and we're bringing everything up. And as you can see, you saw some round pieces because I was trying to do something with the round pieces. Did not work. It changed the shape to something that I did not like. I just really did not like it. But now that we raised the proper height right over here, I really am starting to like the way this was shaping up, right? So again, when it comes to building, I like to add as much detail as possible, not just on the outside, but also on the inside. And something that I wanted to do is kind of make sure that this pillar felt like they were holding the structure. I just didn't want it to feel like they're just in the air. And then the railing on the very top, right? That detail is like they're hanging in the air because they're not attaching, and I can't make it fall like they're on top of the pillars. So what we have to do is kind of like do a little illusion and enclose it, right? And just make it look nice, and a little more detail will come to that very soon. Now the next part is to work on the roof, and this part is straightforward. Use the roof pieces that you want. If you want the flat, use the flat. If you want the round, use the round in the corner. There's also flat corners as well. I tried the flat ones, did not like it, so I went ahead and went back on the corners and used a little bit of the round one. Now to give a little extra different touch to this roof, I went and added 2 layers of this. We're gonna go around it over here. I just wanted to make it feel a little bit different compared with all the other roof that we have done, and this added a little extra layer, especially when you look at it from far away, from the top, from the bottom. It just gave it a different view, and also it helps a little break out the flat pieces on the side, because for some reason I just wasn't liking it. So this helped a lot, and this is just a great idea. And then you can also do that on the bottom, that we're gonna do it one more time right over here, and then it's like 3 tiers of that coming down, and it just made the roof, especially for me, feel a lot better. And then on the side, we gotta add another piece of the roof. We gotta use another one over here, but this will help it, and then all the shape around it will have a little edge of the clover just kind of sticking out, and just gives you a little extra detail, and that I personally do like. Okay, as you can see right here, we're just finishing this section, finishing the other one, and now what we're gonna start working is on the railing that we need to do for the stair. Now this is not something that you have to do, but I do like it, and I've been putting it all throughout my base, of course, doing all the railing and making sure that it looks good, you know, because I just feel like it adds this beautiful detail. Now when it comes to the foundation of the gazebo, it all depends where you're building this, how you're building it, and where you're gonna put it. Now this one is pretty high up because I really wanted that look, and something that I really wanted to look again to make it different compared with the other stuff and not keep using the stem. What we did, we're gonna use the pebble. Now the pebble is gonna be the 2 and 2 and 2 and 2, right? 2 in the front, 2 in the side, 2 in the side, and 2 in the back, and those are gonna be on the flat side, the ones that are not in the curve, right? On the curve one, right, when we got the triangle piece, right there is where we're gonna put like the corner foundation of the stem, just to give it a different look embedded into there, and then it's all holding it together. Now what we're doing over here is stretching down the gazebo just to make it feel like it's actually landing and standing on top of the stone. That's again another detail. Now you can go with the half grass one if you want as well, but I went ahead and went with the stem. And here is when we're adding just again details. I like this type of details. I hope that you do too, but again, you don't have to. You can put a grass wall there, you can do a stem wall there as well, but I actually just kind of keep it like this. I like seeing the pebble through it, and I think it looks really good. Now over here, I wanted to add in the corners just a little bit more of the clover, again, just to kind of cover that gap, make it feel a little bit of solid. And then I was trying to see if I could cover this hole. Like you can see, I did some grass test. At the end, I didn't like that, so we are actually going to take that off, and the clover that was actually covering the hole, not the one that put it underneath it, but just the one that's covering the hole. So we're going to take that off. We're going to take the grass. We're actually going to do a little bit of the stem flooring, right? That way it makes it feel like the pillars are actually holding this big roof. Again, part of the reason I wanted to do this build is because I wanted to do something with the pillars that was a little bit different and look different, but also look good. But again, I kind of like to build realistic, and I want to make sure that these things is holding the big roof pieces right here together, right? We want to make sure that it's holding it together. So again, couple of extra details, not that you have to do it, but I do enjoy doing it. Now over here, I kind of fixed the triangle and then just put a normal just kind of like a little quarter wall. Now we're gonna put a little bit of light, just a little bit over here. This base needs to be, all the light needs to be reworked because it's actually gets kind of dark when the base. I only got light specific areas just because when it gets dark I need to see so I can continue work on testing. So we added a little bit of lights and all of that right over here. Now we need to do a little more to finish off the roof over here because one side don't have. So we're gonna use the quarter half wall, and we're just gonna finish the trim on the inside. So you should have two trims, right? One on the outside of the beams and then one on the inside of the pillars, right? Outside the pillar and inside. And then here we go. This is our gazebo. And the great thing is, if you put in this anywhere else, you can have 4 entrances to the gazebo. You can just have 1. You can have just 2, front and back, side to side, all 4. But you need at least 1 entrance, right? But this is going to be great. You can add this to anywhere in your base. You can follow along. You can add any other materials that you want. You can make it look entirely different. And it's going to be you. You can make this as a hangout place. You can also make it as a cooking area. You can make it a place where you put in your armor and all of that in display. You know, you can make it a plushie collection area. It truly is going to be up to you the way you would like to use it, right? But I hope that you do it, and I hope that you build it, and I hope that you add it to your base, and then maybe you would like to do 2, 3, or 4 of them in different areas. And my favorite part truly is the pillars, and this is why it's something I wanted to do it. And here we go, our final walkthrough. We're gonna see it the way it feels. I like to build a little bit big when it comes in grounded. I like to feel that I can walk in, that I got space, that I got height, that I can also view out the window and stuff. Is my own preference. I know I have comments that why I built so big, but it's because I find it a little more comfortable, especially when I'm walking around, when I'm looking through stuff, when I'm viewing my work in the area, and I just like the space. I don't like feeling a little claustrophobic when it comes to build. I like it. I mean, I like the big one. And look at the statue. I love seeing that. We're seeing it from the halfway of our lookout tower right over here. Look at this. This looks so good. And then look at this. These are gazebo right over here. I hope that you like it. I hope that you enjoy it. Let me know if you decide to add this into your build. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you want to see more build videos, and I'll see you all on the next one. Alright guys, see you later. Bye.